Welcome everybody. My name's
Hey, guys.
Matt.
My name's Luke.
Welcome to tonight's Train Sim Dovetail stream. So, what are we looking at tonight, Luke?
Tonight we are looking at the West Somerset Railway for Train Sim World on the PS4.
Following enough. My PS4 controller here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be driving the West Somerset Railway. We're going to do this scenario land cruise. Probably not do all of it. We'll just do some of it. And give you a look at what the West Somerset Railway looks like on the PlayStation 4. And after we finish West Somerset, what are we looking at?
After we finish West Somerset, we're going to hop over to Train Simulator 2018 to have a look at the new Frankfurt High Speed route that was just released yesterday.
Awesome. So a bit of a contrast going from the nice sedate preserved railway to the anything but sedate high-speed railway in Germany. Excellent. Okay. Welcome to everybody on Twitch and Mixer and Steam, I think, as well. Welcome to everybody. We are trying to watch chat. We've got moderators in the chat as well. If you want to raise a question and we're not answering it, then get hold of a moderator and shake them out of it. And we'll do our best to answer the questions. Right, in the meantime, let's see if we can make this thing work. So I'm getting audio. I'm getting audio at the moment.
There's audio down there a moment ago.
If anyone's got any issue with the audio, just let me know. And if your issue with the audio is that there's me talking on the microphone, then that's intentional.
Mm-hmm. We can always adjust the volume of the microphone if we're too quiet, or if adjusting the microphone fails, we can always start shouting. That's an option.
There we go, sound. Excellent, that'll make life a bit easier.
Moggy43 says major issue with the audio, the microphone is working again. Oh.
Who let him in?
Hey, there's Sage Funcom. Yep. Me and Matt again doing some shenanigans.
Shenanigans is why we're here. Passage doors. And while they unlock and do their thing, let's go and have a look, shall we? So remember, on the Somerset Railway you get these lovely Mark 1s which you can get onto, explore and sit down and in service mode perhaps enjoy a nice ride. And a bit further down, so that's what we call a TSO coach. But further down here we have what's called the VSO coach, a break stand locomotive.
Nice regal set of double doors there.
Yeah, for loading of packages and prams and trolleys and bicycles and all sorts of things. We've got this, you can even sit down here and be the guard. Should be back in our driver's seat. Right? Close the doors. When does this come out, Bless? This comes out PS4 and on Xbox One.
It's on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
So that's what, 4 days to go? 3? Yeah.
It's not long.
4 days to go today, but tomorrow it's only 3 days to go. Sage Funcom saying, and Nintendo Switch. Hey, wait, what? No, we're not going that far.
It's really good to get this working on the console. That's the speed limit.
It's really nice to see a Class 47 in Train Sim World as well. It's one of my favourite locos.
It's one of those locos that's just all over the UK, isn't it? It's one of the more ubiquitous locos around. Versatile thing, they use it for all sorts of different jobs. And in so many different liveries as well, because it covers such a long time period.
There's so many of them as well, and some of them were upgraded to, was it Class 56s?
57s.
57s.
57s, because they are all their interiors ripped out and re-put in. They're zombies.
See Germany fans saying, wait, did Luke just betray the Class 37? I didn't betray the Class 37. I said the 47 is one of my favourite logos.
You like green diesels, Irish Michael? Awesome. I like green diesels too. I just like diesels. Did your developers get to ride around in the real loco and designing this one? No, actually. I don't recall what they did, no. We established a week ago that blue is where it's at. Blue rules. Blue is where the king is, definitely.
British Rail Blue with the yellow ends. You prefer the big yellow ends or the smaller yellow ends?
I don't care as long as there's yellow ends. I don't like all these modern trains that don't have yellow ends. It doesn't make sense. What do you think, folks? Yellow ends? Or do you prefer the modern trains where they don't have yellow ends on them? I think it's just not proper.
Electrostar's voting for yellow ends all the way.
Yeah, good man, Electrostar.
ECM2 says, don't care as long as it's a Gronk.
He's easy to please, that one.
So, what signal is that one? Just moving over there. Because we're still getting a few people on forums who don't really understand what the British signals are.
So that is what's called a distant semaphore signal. And what that tells you is essentially the state of the following signal. So that distant signal, you will never be asked to stop that. But it'll either essentially give you a expect clear or an expect stop, depending on. So semaphore signals are always horizontal when they mean don't go, and then either angled down or angled up, depending on what quadrant type signal they are when they're okay to go. So a red coloured signal is what we call a stop signal. Can either show go or stop. So stop, go, stop, go. A distant signal would either be giving you an expect stop or an expect go, essentially.
I believe all the semaphore signals on the WSR are lower quadrant signals, so when they're showing clear, they'll be dropping downwards. Tintin is saying that Luke said earlier there's a patch for the base game. What's in that? we'll be posting up the patch notes on the launch of the patch. The patch is coming on Tuesday, along with the WSR release.
Mark, why doesn't your game look as good as this on the PlayStation Pro? I have no idea. Have you tried raising a support ticket, Mark? This isn't a PlayStation Pro, this is a regular PlayStation. Can you drive old classics? This is about as old and classic as it gets, Tyrell Topes on Mixer.
Sage Funcom, the patch I was talking about is for the consoles, both PS4 and Xbox. And they'll be coming on Tuesday.
Oh dear, I do love 5 miles per hour.
And this one's because of the level crossing just for the station, isn't it? Usually the 5 mile an hour limit. This is Dunster. Dominus Edwards, currently Matt is driving.
Should have meant to tell that, Ed, from the fact that I'm late.
I think the easiest way to tell who is currently driving on Devstream is who's wearing the earphones.
You're in the case but no reply. Awesome. Okay, well, someone will get back to you. Look so laid back in your seat, I couldn't tell that. No, I've got the control. It's laid back here.
If you still have no response to your support ticket by the end of Monday, if you send me a direct message on the forums, I'll be able to chase that for you.
Yeah, I know, I hit the emergency brake. Now I can wait for the brakes to release. Okay.
Tintin saying, I want to take this 47 for a blast and take the consequences. You know, I think pretty much all of us has done that on this route. Just opened up the throttle and see what we can do.
Yeah, I know. I've heard many people tell me stories about getting to Bishop Lydiard surprisingly quickly. Send me a gift. Did you customize UE4? Does that make it more difficult to move to later versions of UE4? It doesn't help. But we've had to upgrade versions of UE4 all the time, so it's something the team probably did. But yes, it does add some interesting challenges.
There's quite a few people saying that we missed a couple of whistle balls across the other crossing right there.
Yeah, I know. I always miss whistle balls. Too busy looking at chat and not paying attention to what we're doing.
Glad to hear that Tintin is really enjoying Train Sim World on the consoles.
No worries, Tintin. Glad you're enjoying it.
Binky says, yeah, blame chat.
No, actually, it's Blake Binkit really is causing me problems. It's not chat. Chat is generally very, very good. But that Blake Binkit. Oh, I tell you.
Yeah. These fires asking, are you guys really playing this? We are. Matt is currently over controls.
I'm playing it at the moment.
What's that, 1.5 1.2 miles?
1.2. You're here to give the mods meaningful work, and we really appreciate it, baby.
Hi there, Cold Guys 92 on Mixer.
Under a mile now to Blue Anchor. Cool Guys, yes, this will be a DLC on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
It is going to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on Tuesday.
Slow down a bit.
Yeah,
We haven't got any pricing information, I'm afraid, EC.
Yeah, one servant saying we'll be getting TSW DLC every month on the consoles. It's not likely to be every month. However, we are going to be bringing all of our future DLCs to consoles as well.
Yeah.
PC.
Making it as fast as we can.
Cool Guys is asking, so we just buy it off the Microsoft Store then, correct? If you're going for the Xbox version, yes. Obviously the PlayStation version is going to be on the PlayStation Store.
pulling into Blue Anchor now.
Someone's asking, will this DLC have some service mode like the others, or just the scenarios?
This has got service mode. The content on this is almost identical to the content on the PC. I can't remember what changes there are. There's very, very little difference. So you've got tutorials, you've got scenarios, and you've got service mode. Not even a little bit, Ed.
Going out saying one of you had better lean out the window to grab the token. Indeed we should, because we're about to go onto the single lane track, aren't we? One of the handful of double lane stations on the route.
Yep. It's certainly our intention, Sage, to get to where PC and console DLC launch at the same time. At the moment, we'll probably be out on the PC first, but ideally we want to get to where they launch at the same time, so hopefully soon.
Consoles do still have a little bit of catch-up time with regards to content, but we're on our way there, so... All I need to say and get out there and grab that red bucket.
What?
I think he might have just seen a couple of them. Yep, there it is.
Ah, my day is complete.
Which Michael is saying, what are the collectibles on this route? Well, you just saw the fire bucket, so that's one of them. I believe there's... Is there a route map on this one?
There is a route map, or a poster or something. Right. Right, it's back in the train. Can you not sit in the coaches? You certainly can. It's not going to go anywhere because I'm also supposed to be driving the train. But in service mode, for example, you can ride the train.
Kept complaining about the last train car hanging off the end of the platform.
It was in the alley between the two buildings, right? I'll go get it now.
Yes, G Cook Scotland has just reminded us that there is also the milk canisters as well.
Post up.
Yes, I remember now. There's those little trolleys that when you walk up to them,
Fill up
the
with
milk
milk.
canister. Shadow X844 saying me want Gronks.
Grunt's awesome.
Thanks, so awesome.
Yes, you are baked bean kid.
And there is indeed a Gronk on the West Somerset route as well as being able to drive this 47. There's also the Gronk with plenty to do with that. Lots of scenarios and services for it.
Long day. Miles an hour at the moment. Pulls around the corner.
The next station we're heading for is Washford in about 1.7 miles.
Cool guys. Almost completely played GWR on the German route and into Amtrak now. Nice.
Every railway needs a Gronk that's screaming Gronk every time he sees one.
Speed up.
One of our weekly screenshot competition winners this week was an image from West Somerset Railway.
Oh, very good.
It was a nice picture of a Gronk. And that was one of the two.
There are
that won
only
this week.
nice images, of course.
It was one of two images this week that won the train simulator contest because we had a time.
Ah.
If anyone's interested in the screenshot contests, next week's is now live. It's up on the Dovetail forums, and the theme, I believe, is station. Yep, station.
Station.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of interesting possibilities there. Paddington, Hagen, to maybe a small station on the raw line, perhaps.
It's like saying that Luke would probably at least appreciate the Class 40. Well, I pretty much appreciate any British diesel, but you can't really beat 37, can you?
37 's gorgeous. And the sounds.
Mm-hmm. So it's saying is the 40 basically a big long 37. Sort of. It looks very similar to the 37. It's a little bit longer. It's got 8 axles instead of 6. A bit more horsepower. Yeah, something like that. Imagine saying, have we had a Gronk theme yet? Nope, then Luke.
I think we need a Gronk thing.
Sounds like I'll note it down on a scrap of paper that's got all of my theme ideas. And I'll come back to that at some point. See Germany fans asking who is running the at Dovetail Games at the moment. The man behind at Dovetail Games is Martin. Who we all used to know and love behind the Blame Martin hashtag. He's still down. Who?
Big Bean Kid says, Luke, take over from Matt before he nods off, please. Well, Luke will be doing the second scenario.
Jamie plays the game on Twitter saying the WSR route looks really nice and I desperately want to go on it in real life.
Good.
It is a really, really nice London visit.
Mm.
I've been there quite a few times. It's probably one of my favourite lines.
I should go there next week.
Indeed.
Don't let gentlemen play the PZB route yet.
I don't think I did too bad on it on the rules ignored one.
No, very well.
Only had 2 emergency brake applications. if I remember rightly. And 3 saying I'm currently playing TSW. Please turn up the microphone volume. We can. That's the best we can do at the moment.
Yeah. Is that any better? Oh yeah, we're in the yellow now.
We are coming up to Washford. There's a few sidings here that feature in some of the shunting scenarios as well. I believe there's a scenario where you come here and block from Minehead.
You might have Shunter Part 1.
Pick up some coaches and head back with them.
Nice one, Team TUK, that's really good to hear. Glad the manual is proving useful for people.
Tristan's asking any idea what time it will launch on Tuesday?
Not a clue.
It will launch on Tuesday.
When things launch on console is largely down to the platform holders. But it'll launch.
Rob is saying on Mixer this is the site of the museum in real life. And during some of the galas it's also the location of the beer festival. Absolutely want to go to that one.
Get up to speed, we are now off to watch it. We're going to watch. We're going to watch it.
Watch it. She's all saying, thanks, sorry if I'm very impatient. Well, there's a lot of people who are very, very excited about the WSR launch, especially on consoles. And there's a lot of people that are really, really looking forward to it, which is nice to see.
It's very cool. We try and get these things out to you as quickly as we can.
When the girl was saying, I believe there's also a short section of 2-foot gauge demonstration track there. Yep, the old broad gauge track. They do have a little bit on show WSR just to show you how wide the rails used to be when they ran broad gauge in this area.
Turntable Jamie plays. Essentially, when you're on the turntable, if you put the parking brake on, it'll be fine. We are looking at better solutions at the moment.
Striker saying he looks forward to the 64-bit soon. Yep. Train Simulator 2019 was announced to be going to 64-bit. And you'll be able to have both the 32-bit and 64-bit in case you can't run 64-bit.
They're learning us what the challenges are of converting from PC to console. Mostly it's about dealing with less resources than you would normally allow for. Less CPU power, less GPU power, and hard drives generally run slower. Functionally, they're identical. Back down at 15. 10 even.
Mark on Twitch is asking, is there any news and updates to the game? There will be an update to the console versions on Tuesday when West Somerset releases. We shall post the patch notes up. You will see them in the forums.
.1 miles to Richards.
The estimate on release date for TS 2019. There's no release date announced yet for TS 2019. But we're just as excited about it as you are. Looking forward to sharing more news.
Totally. Seeing what people do with it as well. Tintin, if you have any troubles, can you drop a support query in, please? Just provide as much information as you can.
Zephyr is one. Yep, we are aware of that one. That one has been logged. So yeah, if you do come across any bugs, then please do send a message to our support desk at Kayako.
Yep.
We do log every bug that we receive and pass them on to the dev team. This is asking when can we order those hats. Well, we keep saying that these hats will be given out as prizes for contests in the near future. I believe we're going to have a number of different competitions over Christmas. We'll be able to get one of these. As well as some nice t-shirts that we've got. We'll be giving some of those out as well.
Awesome. Oh, the hat. Cap. Well, a few baseball caps that will actually fit my head. Most of them are just a bit too small. Even fully extended on the back. Jamie plays a game. Are there any in-game differences between the new versions of TS1? Well, the new one's going to have 64-bit. That's a reasonably sizable difference.
I was saying, watch it, you two, don't miss this station. Flying through, watch it.
Slow down.
W board there as well.
There are some collectibles near the footbridge. We should go forth and collect them.
Sins99 saying, do you know how much RAM must be used for TrainSim 2018 to crash? TrainSim 2018 is a max of around 4 gigabytes.
Yep.
And again, that's the limitation of the 32-bit software. And this is why the 64-bit news is so incredible for so many people. It literally opens up the game to be able to use as much RAM as your machine can give it.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many people out there will have as much RAM as 64 gig bit address. 64 gig. A lot more than 64 gig.
That's one of the mentions there. Tintin saying we passed a 5, I'll get some there. Spotted. Oh, back towards the engine this time. That's easily confused saying it's back towards the engine.
Are you sure? You are.
Does he?
Oh yeah. To travelling other trains. Oh, we already picked it up on occasion. We walked past it. Tail lamp at the crossing. Oh look, there it is.
Oh yeah.
brakes off.
To do the emergency again.
No, it just takes a minute to get the brakes off because it needs quite a lot of air to apply. Jim plays the game. Will there ever be a major update to Great Western Mainline for TS since it hasn't been changed since 2011? Well, the major update to Great Western Mainline was to redo it in the new game. So that is basically Great Western Express is that job done in the new city. What are we going to do? Right, you slow down to keep up back to the speed limit. Just as you get there, the speed limit goes up.
How to end at Doniford, so that we've got enough time to cover a bit of.
I was thinking Doniford was a good point to change over. As you get switched over, I'm trying to get good pressure. It's very hot.
So, yeah, while Matt is on his way to driving to Doniford, I feel that now would be a good time to mention that for players of Train Sim World on PS4, or people who want to get Train Sim World on PS4, it is currently on sale on PlayStation EU. You can get the Train Sim World Standard Edition for 25% off and the Deluxe Edition for 22% off.
Very good. Nice cheap time to pick up PlayStation 4 Train Sim World. That's what I'm running. You've only just joined. I'm driving on the controller on the console.
I'm currently looking at the West Somerset Railway route for Train Sim World on the PS4, which will be launching on Tuesday. It will also be coming to Xbox One as well.
In now. This is the hub. Jump to the front, so as many coaches as possible. Let's get on the platform. Doors are open. A quick look around here, so we can see. I seem to remember that.
Sneaky hanging back. There's a fire bucket down there. Easy computer saying, can you quickly show people the way back onto the platform if you end up on the track?
Yeah. Good shot.
I'm trying that.
Well, there is no platform on this side.
The inner station staff is crying.
I can't easily show you what to do. You're looking for it to be a step or something, and you can walk up to it. You press the triangle, and all you do is find this bit. Okay, folks. So that's West Somerset Railway on the PlayStation 4. Members coming out next week on PS4 and Xbox One. You've just been watching me playing on the standard PS4, and as you can see, it runs absolutely beautifully. So yeah, that's that one. So next
we'll be looking at Frankfurt High Speed on Train Simulator 2018.
Okay, give us a moment to change things over, and we'll be right back, folks.
And we will be right back.
It's difficult to explain, they're just awesome. The microphone's mute. Oh no, it isn't.
Goes back on. Right, hopefully we haven't got a picture.
Move that one. Bear with us a minute, sorry folks. Do you want to put it on the hold soon, please? Right, minor technical hiccup there.
Okay, so good afternoon, driver. The reed barn.
Leaf barn, yeah.
Yep, reed barn is ready for you. You'll be taking charge of a DB-BR 406 ICE 3N on northbound high-speed passenger service across the reed barn from Mannheim HBF to Frankfurt Main HBF, where the service will end. Please allow passengers aboard here before departing.
So this is covering the new part of the route. So this is, if you remember, there was a product, Mannheim to Karlsruhe, which was some time ago that came out. What this route does is it extends the line north from Mannheim up to Frankfurt. And it's done as a single thing. So you can drive from Frankfurt all the way to Karlsruhe in one go. So this particular scenario, we're going to be running, effectively, this is Mannheim, and we're going to be heading out west, which then turns north up towards Frankfurt. So we're going to run just on the new section of the route. Of course, the question is, has Luke turned on PZB?
I don't think I have. What's the shortcut for that again?
Control numpad enter. If you go back to the cab and shift numpad enter.
It's just Q, isn't it?
LZB is automatically turned on and off by bellies on the side of the trackpad lever. You can manually force LZB on, but you shouldn't. You don't need to do that normally. It's pending to be active, following belises all the time. Tons going on around the back there.
So plenty going on.
So this route, as well as having PZB, and obviously C for the driver vigilance, this route has also got LZB, which is the signalling system or the in-cab system used to allow the train to go exceed 160 kilometres an hour. So it's a more dynamic system that tracks what's going on the railway and gives you more precise information about what speed to go at. because effectively it can see and it can hold you behind the train essentially, much cleverer effectively than the light system. And you've also got a control system called AFB, which is the cruise control. Or cruise control is quotes. There's subtle variations of what actually constitutes cruise control. Remember, 40 kilometres an hour is limit style. One of the interesting things, though, is the combination of the two. Because if you've enabled AFB and you're running under AFB control, and the LZB kicks in, then as long as you're set up for it, it will actually fully speed control itself, and the train will almost self-drive. So it will speed up and slow down for speed limits. It'll even slow down for red lights, although you should be assisting it with brakes. You're obviously still in charge of the train to make sure that you don't receive any signals. The only thing it won't do is stop in platforms. That's still your responsibility. But it is quite interesting watching the train speed up and slow down as you go along the route. So hoping that you'll be able to see that in action.
A little bit of speed right there.
It's fine, no one noticed. It's fine, no one noticed, okay?
No one noticed that one either. But it looks like we're going non-stop all the way to Frankfurt.
So what we're looking for are some little cables to start appearing in the middle of the track, which, given that the speed limit's up to 100 kilometres an hour, it won't be long now. The cable that goes down the sleepers in between the rails is how LZB works. It's constantly sending a signal via that cable. Think of it like a long aerial, I guess. You can pick that information up and the train can understand what to do. So once we see that cable, that hopefully will mean that it's also automatically turned on with the LZB system. At that point, it is just a question of putting the AFB correct, and then just keeping an eye on it all. And obviously you've got to answer your CFA requests. So. Yeah, it's a little bit faster than I thought. Maybe.
Just a little bit.
So if you look down, so you can see the speedometer on the left hand, that's it. Right, so what we need to do to turn on AFB is you just move the handle. So if you press that, move that left handle, and you'll see that there's a speed bug. Yeah, might be close to the HUD. Move it up to around where the current speed limit is, which is 160. Okay, and then just apply throttle. That's it. And now it will now speed maintain you to 160. In fact, you're under LZB control. The central section is lit up. And it's telling us that the next speed limit is 160 in 4.8 kilometres. So what you can now do is move your AFB needle all the way to the top. Because it's now going to get overridden by the speed information that comes in from the LZB system. So now you've moved it all the way to the top. You've set your maximum speed. You've set your maximum speed. That you're prepared to go as everything, please, and then the LZB system will override that. So if we keep an eye on what's going on the central column there, you can see that the bar is now going down. So we're now down at about 2 kilometres to that speed change. it's not really a speed change. But you'll see a little bit up ahead there, there's one going to 200 kilometres an hour. And what you'll see is that without actually doing anything with the controls, the train will just start to speed up in a very quick time. Cool eyes, so like AWS. CIFA is not like AWS, no. CIFA is more like the driver vigilance device, the foot pedal that you use to make sure that the driver is awake and paying attention. AWS is slightly different in that that's a track input, and there really is. Germany doesn't really have an equivalent of AWS. PZB is sort of in the same ballpark. It's magnets that sense the train, but so much more to it. So here we are, we're coming up to the 200 kilometres an hour section, and as soon as the whole train is in, without any change at all, there's now applying power. The target speed on the red has increased, you're doing press Q, and the speed of the train is now accelerating. If anyone is having any problem with the game crashing temp dumps, by the way, when they're using Frankfurt, the guidance is to go into your settings, find under advanced settings, find the scenery quality setting, and dial that down a bit. It doesn't have a great deal of impact on the visuals, but it has a huge impact on the memory utilization.
Because this route is very, very highly detailed. There's a lot of things going on, never mind the scenery.
Well, especially when you see Frankfurt's a monster.
I had a little look at Frankfurt Station earlier on. There's so much track work in front of it.
It's even worse than you. So those alarms are telling us now that the LZB countdown has started, but we're at 9.2 kilometres until the next change. That's actually a change that drops us to 90 kilometres an hour. Now what's probably going to happen here is the LZB will be switching off at some point. So what you need to do, Luke, is keep an eye on that central panel. You've got 8.4 kilometres, quite a little way to go. It's obviously still your responsibility to keep control of the train. So as it starts decelerating, watch for that LZB switch off, because they turn off LZB during the slow areas, particularly from stations, in particular this particular station. If you watch that, and you can just guide it through there, and then LZB kicks in again on the right other side. We're running TS18.
That felt fast.
Yeah, it certainly does. Yes, I got caught at the night when I was running this last night.
Those are dropping down so quick, aren't they?
The kilometres are peeling away. So one interesting thing, if we look at the light panel we've got at the bottom underneath the speedometer, the U with the dots above it on the right hand side tells us that we're under LZB control, and then there'll be a G light that comes on which tells us that we're going to be slowing down. So if we watch out, then very shortly we'll start, because there's a 160 coming up, so we'll get slowed down for that, and then we'll get slowed down for the 90. There you go, so we're now being slowed down automatically. So the G lights come on, and what you'll see is if you just watch the speedometer, you can see that our speed is being reduced ahead of the red bug, and the red bug is being gradually brought down as well. So again, Luke is not doing this. This is the train is doing this automatically. So this is going to get us down to the 160. So keep ready on the brakes just in case the LZB does decide to switch off to come through this 90. You probably want to play the throttle actually as well. Not switch it to backwards.
Wrong button.
Right, so we're down on the 128. We're still decelerating. It's taken the brakes off, and now LZB just switched off. Press page down. Right, so we're now not under control. So if we hadn't taken the throttle off, we could have had problems again. So we're not under LZB control anymore. So you're now driving the train, but that's as we come through this curve, where you're required to take extra care and attention as we come round. Once we get around the other side, you should hear another buzz as it goes on. You'll see the central down component light back up again.
Looks like we can speed up again. Signals look green for him.
Yeah, looking good. These clear. That is the start of LZB. So now you can re-engage your throttle. Yeah, we didn't turn AFB off. So now you're re-engaged on LZB, and we can see the train's now speeding back up automatically under control again. So we're now being permitted to speed up to 200 kilometers an hour. It's a very different experience. This pack comes with the ICE 3M for your high-speed running. It also comes with the DBR 425, which is a red commuter train, which gives you a really different experience between the two. One thing of point of interest is that the 425 even supports LZB, so you still get some of the same information about what's going on up ahead on the line, which means that it can slot in with the high-speed traffic quite nicely. But it doesn't have AFB, so you're still going to be driving it yourself. But you want to be stopping and starting at the various platforms. So those two, between the IC3M and the 425, give quite a contrasting experience. I think there's a freight locker in the route, but none of the scenarios make use of that. So we've made it to the 200 kilometers an hour and now speed maintaining. Now that was the freight loco. Looks like a 189 or something like that.
It's not very often I play the really fast trains. I don't think I'm really used to this speed.
It's quite good. The southern part of the route, so between Frankfurt and Mannheim, it's about 200 kilometers an hour stretch the entire way. Once you get past Mannheim, the Mannheim to Karlsruhe section, a fair bit of it's 250 kilometers an hour, and then a short bit that goes up to 280 kilometers an hour. Quite cool. I asked this question on my stream last night, and I'm just curious to see how the answer differs on this stream. ICE or 425? High speed or commuter? Fast trains, stopping trains? What's your what's the poll, folks, on Mixer and Twitch? San Diego says commuter. AULOL uses this signalling system, looks like HV signalling, with vis-a-vis cab signalling in LZB. Glenegg up, you find the all stops more challenging, to be honest, this is no slack. Yeah, I must admit, my preference is the stopping services. But an occasional blast in this is quite fun actually. Even though I'm not really massively into the high speed stuff, this is actually really quite fun. Particularly when you use ASB and LZB and you're managing the systems together. It does keep you busy. Here 990s, that's the fast trains. Then paying Crip stuff, the commuter trains too. But everyone on Mixer is saying freight. Interesting. Well, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing some freight scenarios on this one on Mixer Workshop.
I think I fit in quite well with the Mixer group then, because yeah, I'm very much a freight man myself as well.
Why do you feel Moggy was responsible for that one? He's spot on. He's just nothing but a troublemaker. Say red or blue and he'll shout green. Well, actually, no, he'll probably shout I slowly cry. Southern Rail EMU. And then he won't have the wheel covered. So we've got 32 kilometres left to go. That's not going to take very long. We're under automatic operation. Is it worth having a quick look at the map? No.
There it was. I was about to say, as soon as SIFA kicks off.
So that's the massive Frankfurt complex up there.
Look at this. This is just wow. That is incredible track work going on there. Right, where are we?
We just zoom. There we go.
All the way down
This
here.
is us shooting up this. We just zoom right out so we can get an idea of the scape of this area. This is all the new section. That's Mannheim in the centre.
That's where we started.
That's where we started. And then shooting down there to Karlsruhe there is the...
Can you hear SIFA going off?
Oh.
Oh, down too late. Oh, I think we might have got away with that one.
No, SIFA can be acknowledged after the fact that you didn't reapproach that because of the traction back there.
Oh yeah, it's
What's up?
And SIFA again. It really likes to keep you on your toes, doesn't it, SIFA?
SIFA's entire point in life is to keep you on your toes. So at 9.4 kilometres to speed reduction.
Again, this is one where I don't have to do anything about it.
It should just go automatically.
Keep acknowledging the SIFA.
As long as you've still got that U light on, you've still got the central display there lit up, then the train is being controlled by LZB. If you wanted to drive it manually, you turn the AFB off, and then it's entirely down to you, and then you can drive the LZB speed limits. So if you want it auto-driven, then you put the AFB on. If you want to drive it entirely manually, then you turn the AFB off. So you have the option to do it either way. But I think just like airline pilots often will use the autopilot mostly for smooth flights and so forth. I think it's pretty much the same with AFB. It provides a uniform, steady acceleration and deceleration along the route. Allows the driver to also focus on more about what's going on with the train, what's up ahead, what the signal aspect is saying, what LZB is telling the driver, and the second stuff is all being looked after by the transport.
GRM Colonel Panda saying, well, this is a step up from model trains. Well, considering that both myself and Matt are into model trains as well,
yes.
It adds to the hobby, really, doesn't it?
It does. It is. Yeah. It does. This does not replace model trains for me, but it adds to it considerably. Because I can't really have a model railway where I am at home. My dad has a huge model railway, and that's how I enjoy model railways. But at home, it's all about the trains.
We just got ourselves an achievement as well.
Ooh.
Scheme achievement in the top corner, which was completely covered up by the camera.
So I've got a brief drop to 160 and we're pulling it back up. So in a minute you'll see the light come on, the G light come on, and we'll start decelerating. There you go. So we're now decelerating. Hey you Lowell, can you name the handles? Do you mean like the controls? So if it's the controls you mean, then on the very left there you've got the AFB handle, then the next one's the throttle, then the one on the right is the brake, which is a train brake control. That's the blended brake control, which controls the e-brakes, electronic brake or dynamic brakes, and the air brakes as well. Yeah, don't know if it's got indirect. Look over to the right. No, I don't think there is an indirect brake control on this. I think it's all managed automatically with that one brake control. That's probably a release valve brake control.
You're speeding up again?
Speeding back up again. It's good, this, isn't it? Does feel a bit like cheating, if I'm honest.
It is a little bit of an autopilot thing to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like it's not going to be long before it starts slowing down again. So
15 kilometres, 4 of which will be to 160, and wouldn't surprise me if you start getting ready to slow down. The trick to not fall into is to assume that it's going to stop you at the station.
yeah.
That's not what the job is. Unless there's a red light at the station, in which case it probably will, but that's a coincidence. That's the 160 coming up, the G will come on and will slow down in a second now. Goes.
Brakes are on.
0.6 kilometres to Frankfurt.
We are down to 160.
Is C for PZB? No, page down is for PZB. One very well-known station on this route, by the way, other than obviously the places like Frankfurt, which is very well known, is Hockenheim, which is obviously the home of the racetrack. Hockenheim is on the lower section between Mannheim and Karlsruhe. And one of the scenarios that comes in this pack is a VR45 where you're taking passengers to go and watch the race. Is Frankfurt Airport on the line? I don't know the answer to that question. See? Someone else I saw asked. I must admit, I've got no idea.
Ooh, lovely, not coming up there.
Oh, here we go. So we're slowing down to the 120,
120,
but at some point up here, you're probably going to find that the LZB kicks off.
You take manual control on that.
There you go. Cut power.
Brakes on, so it didn't finish stopping me to 120. Oh, honestly great.
Hey you lol, no, we're not engineers or train drivers. We are developers of the game, community managers in case of Locomotive's case. We work for a company that makes Train Simulator. We've got a lot of contact with people who work in the railway industry, but we're not in the railway industry ourselves.
I think that goes bad.
Right, because of the stop, you'll be on PZB restricted monitoring at 40 kilometers an hour.
Makes sense. Whoopsie daisies.
That's right, and just up in front there, it's already down to 50. So.
Well, I think that threw away the glove. Just a little bit.
Watch your screen. Press end. Released from monitoring, you should be safe. So you can speed up to 50 now. Still got 5.8 kilometers to go. King Osbos, does this game do properly simulate the train experience in Germany? With the experience, I mean delays. You can put all the delays in that you want. Can you announce anything in the works at present? No. Train stuff. West Somerset Railway Train Sim Mod coming to consoles. Raw Signal Train Sim Mod is coming to consoles, but no dates on that one. Right, that needs acknowledging. Take it down. Okay. You always seem to set off emergency brake every time you play TSW. Skyfighter, are you on the Dovetail Live forums? Because if you're not, jump on there and post, what you're doing and what add-ons you're playing. Not possible knowledge. And there'll be people there, including Dovetail staff, who can give you some help. Some knowledge. I'll slow down. I couldn't see what that was under the signal. I think it was a 5. It's a 6.
60 coming up.
keep an eye on the number at the very top of this signal.
That's 5.
Go, slow down. A little bit of PZB fun at the end.
So loses another 23 points.
If it's 500 to stop, you're still due 916. As you're coming through here, bear in mind that big drop you've got coming up. Hey there, Mr. Yoden, how are you doing? Size of this place. Showrun Runner, there'll probably be multiplayer coming for Train Sim World at some point in the future, but not this. Train Sim 2018, 2019 is unlikely to go multiplayer. Acknowledge that. It's 60 coming up, so you've got a 40 limit coming up on the track just afterwards. So. Couple of kilometres left to go. Frankfurt will be appearing just in front of us very shortly. No, the one for you will be. All resets and you have to take traction off and read that.
Busy looking at the scenery again.
That's the thing, if you turn the safety systems on, you've got to stay in the cab and watch what you're doing. It's a really fun experience, quite intense. But if you want to look around, just don't turn the safety systems on and it's a much more sort of relaxed pace. <clears throat> 40 limit just up ahead, we're good. This is a yellow signal, so I need acknowledging.
That says 6.
That says 6, but the track says 4. There's Frankfurt Main in front of us.
It's a massive station.
Not the biggest. That's the best. Maybe I'll pull them into Frankfurt now. It's a pretty cool ride, isn't it?
That was a good run. I mean, that was 70 something kilometres when we started.
Yep. Didn't take that long to do it. I think last night I did the entire line, and again, it doesn't take very long to do, especially once you get down to Mannheim. You're looking at 250, 280 kilometres an hour for a long time to Karlsruhe.
So that should do us.
2 minutes late though, so what impact will that have on the score?
We didn't drive officially enough, did we? Oh, well. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing this run. This is the Frankfurt High Speed route, which is out now. It was released yesterday.
Yep. You didn't know there's no new word on Xbox One X enhancements yet. There'll be there's nothing been announced on that so far. Hopefully at some point, but nothing yet.
Yeah, while being 2 minutes late isn't that much of a problem here in the UK. Over in Germany it's somewhat more. Alright, so nice journey across the read bar. Scenario complete.
See what that score is.
Let's see what that score is.
Come on, Glod. Come on, Glod. I have all faith. Will be a Glod.
Find out in a minute. And it's a sliver.
Sliver. Still good.
Oh well.
Everyone arrived safely.
There's just a few
emergency brakes. And they were just Cephas. They were just Cephas, those ones.
Cephas, yeah.
Oh, except for the incident, I think, when we came off LZB the second time. That was probably where most of those went. A little bit of speeding actually accounted for most of it. Still, very good.
Oh, wasn't too bad for first go.
Very good indeed.
So there we go then.
So there you go. So that's the new Frankfurt extension. You do need to own Mannheim Karlsruhe to be able to run this one. So if you pick up Mannheim Karlsruhe and pick up the Frankfurt High Speed, and then effectively you end up with one route that's got the two joined together.
If you don't have the Mannheim Karlsruhe route, you can pick it up with Frankfurt High Speed in a bundle deal, which gives you a 25% discount.
So
there we go.
Win. So what else have we got in your news sheet you've got written down there?
Right, so other things we've got on the news sheet. We've had a couple of TS Marketplace releases this week. We got the RF-16 Sharp-Nose New York Central livery that came out on Wednesday.
Sharp-Nose is an awesome train. Awesome loco.
And also the Thomson Corridor Coaches pack number 3. That came out.
More from Matrix Trains. I'm really enjoying the extra coach packs that Matrix Trains are bringing out. Some tremendous variety. If you haven't taken a look on the marketplace, which is available in the in-game store, then I strongly suggest you do so. There's some really cool extra bits and pieces, including Matrix Trains have been putting out a really great range of coaching stock. So you'll be able to see those there. There should be images on there as well, by being kid. So just a reminder then that the Train Sim World is a part of the PlayStation EU sale, where you can get Standard Edition 25% off and the Deluxe Edition 22% off.
That's on the PlayStation EU store.
Only on the EU store, remember, not the US one. So if you haven't picked up Train Sim World on PS4, now's a great time to do it.
Especially since the West Somerset Railway is due to release on Tuesday for consoles, both PS4 and Xbox One. So that's this Tuesday coming, Tuesday again. The 11th. Keep going. Right. And we have just been told that we can announce the prices for the West Somerset on consoles. A lot of people have been asking for this. It will be priced at £19.99 or €24.99 if you happen to work in euros. So that is the prices that we've been told about.
Okie doke. Well, there you go then, folks. That's hopefully all the information you want. When's our next stream?
We have a stream coming up on the 20th. It's a Thursday. So rather than Friday, it's Thursday.
Okay. So we will see you
we'll keep you guys updated on what we're going to be doing for that stream.
Excellent. Cool. All right. Well, thanks again very much for watching, folks. We will see you on the 20th. And if you want to catch up, keep caught up with the news, make sure you're checking in with all of the Dovetail Games social media and on the Dovetail Live forums as well. And we're looking forward to hearing from you. All right, folks. Thanks a lot.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.